Uh, this is our one of the topic as we can see from one of the chapters of the revised National Plumbing Code. Uh, So I am now also on a way of doing things, especially in plumbing. Okay. So, so there are several examples under general regulation. But if you want to mastery of each terms that are included in the provisions of the code, so you can refer. So you have the plumbing code soft copy, or you can buy, you can buy a hard copy for easy reference. So I'm going to make a full slide so that we can see clearly. So this, so it talks about horizontal drainage pipe shall be run in practical alignments, and at uniform slope between the manholes of not less than 20 mm per meter or 2% toward the point of disposal. So you know already what is a slope. No? So mentioned here is 2%. That is sometimes maybe uh, we cannot say it will. It is impracticable to obtain a 2% slope due to following constraint. No? As I mentioned a while ago, if 2% cannot be attained because of some constraint, there is an excessive dip of the proposed drainage. So masyadong mataas ang total pipe drop here, no? Because of the required 2%. No? So this is what happened to the slope. It's so steep that you'll no longer have the proper sealing, no? Sealing grid. So this is now the exception to the structural or geological features of the terrain. No? So we have the sewer line. Responsibility here. So there is a standard distance from the building to the sewer. No? Public sewer. So as you can see, you have the building drain. No? So the invert level of this one is low, and then the sewer pipe is above. No? So that's where you need pumping system to bring the discharge to since base room for the grade, no, or sloping. Otherwise, if you situations when during storm, no, over flooding, there's nowhere that the water can discharge because of the slope. So the tendency of the this pipe here or this sewer here will go back to the building. Okay? So structural or geological features of the terrain. That's why when you are going to undergo projects, you need to see to it that your design, the invert elevations will jive, no? Will allow the proper disposal. Otherwise, you will resort to pumping. Pumping. Okay, next. So another general regulations, horizontal line to horizontal line. So this is a recommended uh, fitting. So you should have sanitary T or a Y this one, YT with 1/8 bend. No? 1/8 bend. Not 1/4 but 1/8. No? So that is 360 divided by 8. That's how much that? 45 degree. Okay. So that's one Y and 1/8 bend. So we go to the another regulation. This is the horizontal drainage line connecting to a vertical stack. In every building drainage, no? Always remember that there's only uh, vertical stack and a horizontal drainage connecting, no? Connection. So we have the Y combination. This is the Y combination. Y, and the other Y here connected to this another bend, no? Okay. In order to connect the straight vertical stack. So you have the clean out. Oh, this is another Y combination. So this is the building horizontal drainage line, or what we call building drain. So in house, that is house drain. No? So that's the regulation. If you are asked in the board exam what is wrong with this drawing, so you can easily, no? You can easily tell what's the problem of that drawing. No? So here's the slope. So probably the drawing provides no slope. So you can easily tell that there's the horizontal drainage does not have a slope. It doesn't have a clean out at the back, at the rear side. So there must be a clean out. And even there's a support here. we go to another regulation. Horizontal drainage line connecting to a vertical stack. So we have double sanitarity. Sanitarity. So it's double because there's an opening on both sides. It can be 1/8 uh, Y, no, YT. It can be a Y. And this one is also a YT but double. No? Vertical installation of double sanitaries may be used when the barrel of the fitting is at least two pipe size larger than the two pipe size larger than the largest side inlet. Nominal pipe size recognized for this purpose are 51 mm. So what is 51 mm in inches? 2 inches. 63 to and a half, 76, 3 inches, 89. Uh, what's that? 89, that is 3, so 3 and a half. So 102 is 4 inches. Oh. So what is 114 mm? So we can translate that into inches, but we don't have that in inches, only in mm. 152 mm is 6 inches. So this one is 5 inches. So next, horizontal drainage line connecting to other horizontal drainage line. There are two horizontal drainage line. So you need to have a 45-degree Y branch. So this is 45-degree Y branch. So you need another 1/8 to make the horizontal line here. So next, horizontal drainage line connecting to another. So here, horizontal and horizontal. So this not shows the double, no? YT. So this one, uh, code requirement. No? So you can have this T here and this long or Y and 1/8 bend. No? Prohibited. Prohibited. Y and 1/8 bend or combo. Uh, restricts bent air. So this is prohibited. Sometimes we exercise this one. This is a Y and 1/8 bend. But this should be the one, sanitarity. So this one, but in Y and 1/8 bend is okay at the horizontal. No? So this one going down and sanitary prohibited. No? So you cannot apply this kind of sanitarity. But this one you can apply. No? This one in horizontal you cannot apply. So remember that. No? You can apply Y and 1/8 bend in the horizontal, but in the vertical you cannot apply. It's prohibited. Okay? So take note of that. So this is vertical drainage line connecting to horizontal. So this is vertical and then horizontal. We have discussed this last time. So sewer required. When plumbing fixtures are installed, it shall connect to public or private sewer system. No? So where is the private sewer? This one, septic tank. So the product or the supernatant, what we call it supernatant of the septic tank will go to a leach field. No? So this is your compartment or the basement. So you flush it directly to your septic tank. We have a double chamber. But right now the double chamber is also prohibited. No, we need to have three chambers. Okay, that's for the sewer requirement. So another general regulation pertains to damage to drainage system or public sewer. It shall be unlawful to deposit into the plumbing system the following. No? So if you have a toilet, you put a warning, don't deposit or discharge inside the toilet. Ashes, no? Rugs, it will definitely cause the clog up, no? Rugs, no? Cinders, solids, grease, flammable. So the grease will not go inside the drainage, but it has to go in the oil and grease, no? Interceptor. Flammable, poisonous or explosive liquid. Sometimes we throw away chemicals inside the toilet, so that will destroy the microbiological, no? Microorganism in the wastewater treatment system. So we have the gases, oils, and others. So location shall be located in any lot other than the lot where site of the building structure premises are served by such facilities. It shall be unlawful to conceal cracks, holes, or other imperfection in material by welding, bracing, or soldering the defects, or by using therein or thereon any paint, wax, tar, or other sealing or repair agent. So in the piping, you cannot just cover the cracks, no, by means of welding, no? Then or bracing, and then you just put wax or paint, no. So by pressure, it will not it will not work, no. So it should be welding, bracing, or other soldering, no? So we have the workmanship, no? The workmanship is very critical to our job. So barring, no, bar ends of all pipes and tubing shall be rimmed, no, rimming, no? So rimming to the full bore of the pipe or tubing, and all chips left inside the pipe or tube shall be removed, no? So proper, no? Sometimes yung mabilisan na, no? We forgot to rim, no? Nakalimutan nating mag-rim, linisan at loob ng mga tube or piping. So we go now to the prohibited fittings and practices for drainage. So ito yung mga prohibited, no? Double hub, no? So mga double hub. Single T branch. Ito yung mga double hub. Yan. So dito iba, yung isa walang hub, no? So, double hub. Single T branch. Yan, T branch, single T. Double T branch. Yan, mga double T, ganyan, no? Side inlet. ah, Side inlet quarter bend. Dito. Mga side, nasa side. Wala na yan.
Bawal.
Ito, mga bawal. No? Running thread. Yan.
Lipon.
Running thread. band or saddle. Mga ganyan, mga saddle. So general regulations, stop saddle. You cannot do something like that. Just connect the with a saddle because it cannot persist. It cannot endure no, for a long time. So there will be tendency that it might open. So like that also top saddle. But these are strategies that we're doing. No? That sometimes when they're leaking or we are
Filipino
tapping,
techniques yan.
mga ano natin, mga
Sikat na yung Pilipino.
mga technique natin, di ba? So these are under general regulation, mga bawal, no? But of course, by again, general regulation means there are exceptions. No? If the authority having jurisdiction allows it, no? So it might be accepted by the authority.
Pag ano na, sir, temporary.
Temporary
Pag
final.
permanent.
Ha?
Pag temporary, pwedeng gawin. Pero pag yung ano, pang permanent, di pwede kasi sasabog yun.
Okay. So this one, double hub. Sanitary tap T may be used on vertical line as picture connection. No? May be used. It can be used. No waste connection shall be made to a closet bend. No waste connection shall be made to a closet bend. Oh, this one. So you cannot connect a closet bend. So of course, we do not say that anymore. We cannot say that this kind of installation anymore. Single drainage and venting system with unvented branch line. Unvented branch line. So this one, there's a vent, no? So this is correct. So if it does not provide for ventilation, so that is prohibited. So we have also a distance here from the P-trap to the vent, no? At least 6 inches minimum. No? So that is the minimum. You cannot make a line so close to the trap. So this is even the trap has a distance to the drainage, 24-inch maximum. So you cannot go beyond 24. No? It should be near as 24. So this is what we call tail paste. No? The the thing that is between the drain fixture and the trap. No? We call it tail paste. So it will come out in the board exam. What is a tail paste? Trap arm. No? After the discharge of the trap, that is the trap arm. What is the distance of the trap arm from the bent pipe to the trap? 6 inches minimum. That is the trap arm. May kamay yung trap. So tinatawag na trap arm. So the wear, the top wear is somewhere here, no? This level. The one that forms 90 degrees. So that's what we call the wear. So this is the developed length along center line. Okay. These are all very important terms and what is happening here. Imagine if you're given a illustration like this and you'll be asked number one, where is the location of bent pipe? So you have number one. No? So your answer will be number one. No? Bent pipe, this one. It will be it will be labeled with number. Like it, bin pipe number one, okay. So drain fixture number two, okay. So you will be asked where is the location of drain fixture. So that is number two. So just a matter of knowing what is provided in the illustration. So this one, P trap, line of trap wear, no? So what is the line of trap wear is from this one up to this one. Okay? The wear. So those are the very important things you can see from this drain with a ventilation. Same thing with this one. No? We have our bend and unvented branch drain. No? So this is prohibited without any ventilation. So you will ask in this drawing, what is the problem with this drawing? Okay, that is prohibition. Prohib- Prohibited because there is no ventilation. Unlike this one, there is ventilation. So you will notice that the pipe is 3 inches. So it should be lower diameter when you have bent pipe. So it would not be engineering economics if you use 3 inches. No? So 3 inches, then you go down one degree or one diameter, 2 inches. No? So that is your bin piping. Okay. So we go to the next one. All valves, pipes, and fittings shall be installed in correct relationship to the direction of flow. Yes, I see one uh, Y branch, no, which is in opposite manner. Can you imagine that the flow is going to the left, and then the Y branch is going to the right? No? So the the discharge will be going to the right first, then it will it will go back again to the reverse direction. No? So that's why it's prohibited. That's not the work of a master plumber. No? So commonly used pipes in the practice are this one, stainless steel. Uh, Stainless steel normally used for drinking water. We have also PEX pipe, PIX pipe, no? Popular in residential and small business. We have the copper pipe used for hot and cold water. PVC pipe used for cold and hot potable water. Galvanized pipe used for gray water. So what are those gray water? Like a wastewater. No? But in our case, domestically, we use GI pipe for the main feed water line, no? Water source. We have the brass pipe used for water tanks and wheels. Cast iron piping used for water distribution because cast iron can stand corrosion. Uh, General regulation, the drainage system of each new building and of new work installed in any existing building shall be separate and independent from that of any other building. And when available, every building shall have an independent connection with a private or public sewer. Uh, yes, that's the case. If you are not inside a community where it is like what we call this, mga bela, ah, or ano pa yung iba, tinatawag like sa mga Nika homes, no? Mga ganyan. So, you cannot,
Subdivision, sir.
subdivision.
So, mm,
So, you cannot avoid to have separate, no? You cannot avoid to have a separate. But this one, you can have a common line in order that to receive all the different types of discharges, from different buildings. You can make a network connection. Uh, at least you have tried designing this. You have to consider the scouring or slope requirement, as well as the different distances of manhole and the invert level, to connect to the public sewer line. Part of the work of the building facility is to provide for the plumbing drainage system, not just the water supply but the drainage itself. This one, we have a three-story level. Uh, Exception where one building stands in the rear of another building on an interior lot and no private sewer line is available. So you can connect the the drainage of another building. You make one line, inside the building. No? But normally, if you have two buildings annex, you can provide a separate building drain or sewer line. No? But there is an exception. No? What is the exception? If the other building is on the rear, nasa likod daw. No? Katulad nito, 1, 2, 3, 4. So magkatabi sila. So meaning to say you can connect into one building drain. So you don't have to make 1, 2, 3 building drain. You can have common, building drain for all this building. So here we have the stack vent, we have the roof, you have the building drain. So you have two, no? You have two stack. No? So you can connect here, to the main stack. So that's the exception. No? So protection of piping materials and structure. So you have what we call here the this one. What do
Sleeves,
you
sir,
call this?
sleeve. Lagyan ng sleeve, sir. Sleeve.
Sleeves. No? So void between pipes and sleeves so concrete falls in the ground. The standard is no longer plastic. No? So most of the things I encounter should be metal. No? Sleeves. Hira na lang yung plastic unless allowed by your project management. No? There should be a sealant, also a standard sealant approved by the building code, no? Used to fill the gap between the pipe and the hole. So minsan, pinabayaan lang natin after we put this, we'll just cover the concrete without any sealant inside. No? Uh, so that's also the prohibition. A part of your inspection must see to it that there's a sealant. No? May binibinta yan sa mga especially sa mga nagpa-accredit na building, green building
Sir, yung
certification.
para sa sunog. Iwas sa sunog.
Yes, the purpose of the fire, no?
Para pag
Without
may
this, the
sunog,
fire can transfer to other
di
uh,
makalipat sa kabila.
lipat, no? Without sealing.
Trap lang, trap sa side lang.
Mm. So you have the bitumen. So another protection of piping material and structure. So this one, no? So you have a drain, you have a shingle. The bottom of all pipe trenches deeper than the footing of any adjacent building or structure for it to it must be at least 45 degrees. No? So 45 degrees here. So this is the bottom of your building footing. No? So footing is the one that stands for the building. No? So solid na solid yan. So if you will put an adjacent pipe, it should be 45 degrees, not level or not above. It's lower, but it should have at least 45 degrees. So that's one standard. So we have another protection of piping. No building sewer shall be installed under or within 0.6 meter. No? So that should be 24 inches. This one is doing trench width maintained to 300 above crown of pipe. So the 12 inches. So this 600 mm is 24 inches. This is 300, 300 and there's another 300. Oh. The building shall, sewer shall be installed under. No? So, kailangan lumagpas or within 0.6 meter. Lumagpas ka sa 24. Where is the 24 here? Should be the crown, no? No less than 0.3 meter below the finish. Uh, so, it should be 312 inches. So, kailangan yung yung top ng pipe should have at least this one is already 300, no? So how much more could this cover to pipe each? Light compacted 300 above crown of pipe. This one 300. Then trench width maintained to 300 above crown of pipe. Where's that 300? This one. No? So from this provision, no building sewer shall be installed under 24 inches of any building. Oh? So, or within 0.6 meter. So it should be below 24. No? Malalim na yan. No? 600 mm. Sometimes we go only for 300. No less than 20 meter below the finished ground surface. Oh. So it plays around 0.3 to 0.6. So this one should be more than uh, zero point 0.3 meter. Yeah, this one. Okay. So that's the end of the first slide. How to go back. Okay. So next, we go to design of drainage. No? So this is old, not yet improved. No. Anyway, I'll just make blow up so that we can see. So from this design, I don't know if uh, you have seen the design in your plumbing code. But of course, it also provides there. But this one is coming from Pahardo book. No? There is another textbook. The author is Pahardo, no? Providing for the design. No? So we can have the plumbing design of drainage. So normally all the drainage are based on fixture unit. No? So table 11-1 provides the average requirement, the size of the bin. No? So I will illustrate this. Ano. So for example, you have here in table this one is a maximum permissible length of bins for soil and waste stock in meter. So that is venting. No? So we have the diameter of bent pipe, we have the number of fixtures, no? We have the diameter of pipe, we have the size of soil, the waste stack here. No? We have up to 200 mm or 8 inches. No? We have the fixture unit up to 5,400 fixture unit. No? So if your drainage or your fixture unit in the, for example, in the class A, no? That contains the laboratory, the toilet, and the urinal. No? The total fixture unit is 5,400. No? This one. So it means to say it must have a waste stack or soil stack of 8 inches. No? So that's how you will design it. So what is the size of the bend? So along this line, so you can have the bend here. Okay? So that is 100 mm bend. No? Okay, that's the basis of your design. No? So you need to account for the number of fixture unit. Now, for example, toilet, no? 6 fixture unit, 4 fixture unit, plus laboratory, 2 fixture unit. So you need to add all. So if the total is 5,400, so that is you will intersect here, no, along this line. So the size of the soil stack or the waste stack. Soil stack, if the stack contains the, yeah, excreta, the human excreta without the wastewater. If you talk about waste stack, so there is no excreta human, only wastewater. No? Only the wastewater. So this is the value. So what are these inside? You have 13.5, 18, 15. These are the sizes. No? The diameter of the bin pipe is above here. You have 38 mm. Okay. So that's how you design the drainage. So everything is not by calculation, but only using a table. Uh, so this is how to find the ventilation. Sometimes there was a construction, no, who forgot to provide ventilation. So, so the problem now, you will see on the line that there are modifications, no, alterations for the ventilation. Of course, on the long line, you can inject, no, you can cut it out and connect the ventilation, providing for the standard, no, distances from the fixture, from the P-trap, and to the provision of the ventilation pipe. So another example is you have this illustration. Determine the size of the main bend. No? So you are asked for the bend pipe. So you have 30 fixture, no, unit. So 30 fixtures. So where is 30 fixture? Here. Up to 36. So it's this line, no? So, or here, you have also up to 36. No? So the diameter of the stack is 63. No? 63 mm. Pipe could be served up to 36 picture unit. Therefore, specify 63 mm, no? Diameter pipe here. Okay, that's how to use the table provided. Okay, another illustration. No? So you are now using different picture unit for different fixtures, no? So if we see fixture unit, that's the unit. If we see fixtures, that's the appliances or the devices, no? Like water closet, lavatory, shower, kitchen sink. So if you're given the quantity, no, for the building, you have six, six. This is 6 story, no? 6 meter height. 2 story pala, 2 story building at 6 meter high. So you have four water closet. So why is this 6 times 4? On the first floor of a 2 stories building, 6 meter high, uh, there are four water closet, 2 stories. That should be 2 times 4, no? Anyway, that's just 6 times 4. Then one laboratory, 1 times 4, and then 2 by 3 showers, and then 2 by 3. So total all this picture unit is 36, no? So from here, you will use a picture unit value, table 5-1. So all of the picture unit is provided, no? So from different types of fixtures, no? So bathtub, you have two fixture, floor drain is one, kitchen sink, two, residential sink, no? And so on and so forth. So you have the water closet, 6. This is higher because when you flush, no, water, but there are now conserving water, no, water closet. Uh, they are already updated to conserve water. So another illustration given is 100 soil and then conserve maximum 48. No? What is 48 picture unit? No? Under the column, the diameter of bin pipe, no? Diameter of bin pipe, this one. So if you go to 100 soil so it's here, no? 100, then maximum 48 is here. So in this line, you can find the diameter of pipe. So that is 63. So it's here. That is this 19.5. So the height is 19.5. No? So you have here 19.5. So this is the height of the building. No? 100 48, then 19.5. And when you project it here, that is 63 So that is the diameter of the main pipe. Huh? So that's how you are going to use. So it's very easy, na? Omar, can you follow?
Isa, isa.
Dali
Table.
lang, no? Dali lang. So even
Mm.
to design this is did not require a highly expert, no, individual, because you are given already the data. So the same thing with this one, 90 fixture, then 20 meters height. So for 100 soil, can save 96 pictures. So under the column of diameter here, so you have a vent pipe of 75 no? The ventilation. No? Sometimes the problem of designer, if you are not looking at a table, you cannot always tell, no? What is your vent pipe diameter. So you have to go back to your basic. No? What is the basic? Use the table. No? Because sometimes we rely on our expertise, no? Because we know this one already. I don't need table anymore, no? But just to make sure, You need to go back to the basic. So anyway, in the board exam, it will be given. The table is provided. Huh? Because you cannot memorize. You cannot memorize all of that. All of them. Same thing with illustration number 4. We have 5 laboratories, circuit vented. Huh? The size of the circuit vented. Find the size of the circuit vented pipe. So total the fixture unit. So laboratory has one fixture unit. So 5 units. So refer to 11-3. No? So this is 11-3. So that's another table. Huh? So what is contained here is permissible number of fixture unit. So you have the size of pipe from 32 mm to 100 mm. Huh? We have the number of fixture unit. So if you talk about the number of unit is 5, so only up to here 8, no? So the size of the pipe is 38 mm. No? So you can use this for the circuit vented pipe. No? We have a circuit bend. No? So that's the answer. So we use only the different table. So 11-5, this one, no? So we have number of water closet. Say if you have 10 closet, so you can use 4 inches. Imagine how big that circuit bend. Because you are using so many water closet, if that is only 2, so you can only use 50 mm or 2 inches. But if that is 3 to 6, you can use 3 inches. This one needs not have to be memorized, but you can remember, no? So 2, the minimum is 2 inches. So in between 3 to 6, 3 inches, and 7 or more water closet, no, is 4 inches. So that is for the circuit bend of a battery of water closet. Battery meaning they are all in parallel, no? They are parallel to each other. So that's the circuit bending. So you provide the circuit bending for all, no? It should be in series. No, series pala yan, no? So naka-battery. So one only bent for all the number of closet. Just like in a mall, no? 'Di ba? Magka-parallel yung water closet. So below that, there is only a single line, no? So to find the bend, so this is how you not the word is not calculate but to refer to the table. So if mayroong series na water closet na 50, cannot be 50 but maybe 10 or 15. So that is 4 inches, no? Circuit bend. So this one, size of a horizontal fixture branch and stack, no? So you are asked what is the branch line, horizontal line. There is already a stack, no? So we need to find out the branch diameter, no? So for example, again we go back to the first requirement is to find the total fixture, no? So this is the total fixture unit. So these are the values of fixture unit, no? Yeah. For example, you have a 3,800 fixture unit. So one horizontal branch, no? So in one horizontal branch, there's a lot of connection, drain, water closet, no? A kitchen. So everything connects into one line, no? So that's 3,800. So what is the size of the horizontal? Huh? Here, 12 inches. Okay? So that's how big, because there are also a lot of fixture unit connected to that line, to that Y 300. This is the minimum size of a sewer line, no? Or a storm drainage, 12 inches, because rainwater is having a great volume, no? So should be able to contain that kind of water. So from this one, based on fixture unit. So for not over three branch, this is only one branch. But for two and three branches, dalawa na yung branch, di ba? Dalawa yung branch, di ba ganyan? Okay. So, how do you compute the branch? Again, so if your total is 6,000, so you will have again 12 inches. No? So that is two or three branches. Kasi pag meron kang vertical stack, tapos marami na ang branch doon, di ba? In one, for example, in fourth floor, so there are three toilets. No? So the three toilets will have a separate, can have separate branch. No? But the two toilets can tie up into one branch. But the three toilets is very far. No? Of course, if even though it's very far, it can still connect to the single branch. No? So, meaning to say, malimit, no? It's uncommon, no? Magkaroon ng two or three branches. No? Sometimes you can tap it to the main horizontal branch. No? If you have three toilets in the mall, even in the mall, you can only have the male and female, no, toilet. So it's either two branches or one branch. The female and male is connected to. This is the horizontal line. It's just connected to a Y, no, Y branch, both male and female. No? This is also one way of reducing the cost of materials. No? Instead of making two lines, you can make single line, then tap the female and female, no? Male and female horizontal line. So with stock, if you talk about stock, yung mga soil stock or waste stock, three or more, with three or more brands, so that is more than three. No? So how do you compute the diameter of the stock? No? So for example, in one branch interval, so one branch lang. This is now the number of fixture unit. But total in stock, so nasa loob ng stock, di ba? Can you imagine a 100-story building with one single stock? How many branches? 100 branches, no? For example, 100 branches. And the total fixture unit of the branch is more than 8,400. More than, like double. It is 16,000. No? So, you can make a ratio and proportion. No? Kasi 8,400 is 300 naman, di ba? You can make a ratio. For example, 8,000, 6,000. So, you double 12. So, what is the double of 12? 12 times 2 equals 24. No? So, if the total fixture unit is not found, no, you can make a ratio and proportion. No? No matter how high. So, we have a 100 story. No? We have a 100-story building in Mango Avenue. No? So, even a 100 level tower in Taiwan. No? Can you imagine that? It was also a principle that no matter how high the impact of waste, no, going to the ground is the same as when you are having a 50 floor or a 20 floor. Pareho lang 'yon. Hindi naman hindi naman mahuhulog yung pinakamabigat doon, no? No? One wastewater or one human excreta waste will fall this at the same time. No? That's what we call a probable uh, simultaneous probability. One in a million that second or minute or uh, that would happen. Saan na si ano, Blas Oakley. Okay? Another um, table or figure, individual bin for water closet. So where is the water closet? Safe length of arm between trap and bin. Safe arm, no? Between trap and bin. So where is the trap? So this is another type of trap. We call it the drum
Drum,
trap.
drum,
Normally installed when there is a bathtub.
batab.
Bathtub, no? Malaki talaga ang trap na yan, no? So if there's anything that blocks, no, you can open that and clean the dam trap. So this is the arm connecting to the vent. No? So if the permissible length and meter is provided here. So you have also the size of fixture drain. No? Where is the fixture drain? So this one the drain, no? The bathtub. No? So you have the drain of the bathtub. It goes here. So this is the connection, the opening, no? You can open, when you open this one, it filled water, no? This filling the water. No, this is the discharge here. Overflow, no? You have also the drain here. But sometimes the drain is closed, no? So it's overflow, it discharge here. But if you want to discharge the entire water, so you can use the drainage there. You can throw away the water to the
Main
soil,
line.
no? Going to
The
the
main line.
main line. No? So if you want to find out the size of the fixture drain, so you can use it here. So how to use? So you have of course, the unknown here is the permissible length in meters. So this one. Now, for example, if your drain is 100 mm, and then the slope here, this one is 2%. No? So the permissible length is 2.4 meters. So this one. So that should be beyond, not below 2.4. No, it should be the maximum is 2.4. That is longer when you have a higher diameter. You have a longer arm. No? The length of arm. So sometimes it may be asked, but of course we cannot memorize this. So just make sure that if you're asked what is the type of trap used in the bathtub, okay, drum trap. No? So
Drum, drum.
what is the so-called arm between the trap and the vent? You can have a horizontal arm.
Horizontal
No?
drum.
Yeah. So that would be ano. Wala ka pang kopya nito, no? I will send it to you after this.
Sige, sige.
Okay, we have another illustration, 5-1. So the total picture is 50 unit, use table 5-2. No? And this is 5-1 is giving you the picture units of each kinds of fixture. Okay, this is 5-2. So 100 diameter pipe for the total fixture unit. So where is 50 here?
2 inch.
So 2 inch. No, this is the total fixture unit man. Here. ratio unit. Where's 50? Should be 160, no? So that is because 20 is the next is 160, no? So 50 is in around 160, right? Not in the 20 because the 20 cannot handle that, no? Because 50 is more than 20. So the next is 160, no? So it covers by 160 because that is only 50. So here you have a 100 mm. No, that's the answer. Can you follow?
So,
Because this is 50 unit, this one is 20 unit. The next is wala namang ibang 50 dito, no? So this is
yeah.
under the 160.
This is the
Okay. So that 20 is 75 already. 75 mm na si 20. So next will be 100 mm. It is under the 50 units is under that. This is the horizontal branch, no? So this is also the horizontal branch. Okay, that's a good example. Okay, that's the end of the second.
slide show.
Yes, I go to the next topic. Hot water. No? So we don't know. Actually, before we engage with master plumbing, we don't know that there's really a standard or also a way for doing the design for hot water. No? So we only think that that is just a water, of course, classified into hot. But here, there's the proper way of conducting, no? The calculation or the manner of finding the values of hot water as per the master plumbing code. So small hot water tank, we call it range boiler. For large hot water, storage boiler. Size of hot water depends on the kind of building. No? So we have also the classification of building. It can be school, it can be movie house, it can be residential building, commercial, and all that. Expected number of occupants or users, or heating capacity of the supply device. Okay? The supply device. No? So under number two, we should account how many users. No? For example, in a motel, in the hotel, you have a bigger hot water requirements. You will use hot water boiler or calorifier. But in small buildings, small resort, you can use smaller heater, no? And you can even have this kind of air conditioning, no? Which functions as a cooling and heating system. And hot water consumption per person ranges from 2 to 10 gallons per person. So per person, no? 2 to 10 gallons per hour. So that's the rate. Because hot water can also be used for not just for washing, but also for bath, taking a bath. No? That will use a lot of water. No? 2 to 10 gallons per hour. So imagine that 10 gallons an hour. Uh, that's a lot of waste water. No? So first you have table 14-1 hot water consumption. So it talks about kind of building. So you have office, school, apartment, hotels, factories, residential. So you will notice that the unit is gallon per person per hour. No? so that in office you have 5 gallons per person per hour. So higher in hotels, no? You might be spending a lot of time taking a bath, no? And factories 4 to 6, and even residential also 10 gallons per person per hour. No? So this is not only for drinking water but also for other means. So of course it's not easy to memorize, but you just try to remember a school, an office 25, then higher is apartment 35, and the highest
Hotels,
is
35.
hotels and restaurant 50%.
Hotel resorts, 50%.
50%. So what will happen here?
Marami gumagamit sa hotel.
Yes, marami ang hotel, no? So working load based on 25%. For example, a 50 room hotel, no? With an average occupant of 2 would require a storage tank, no? So what is the storage tank? So that would be 50. 50 is the room, no? So 2 occupant, 50 times 2 times 10 gallons, no?
1,000
Equals
gallons.
1,000 gallons. But since it is a hotel, so you need to deduct 50%. No? This is in finding the storage tank. So you will to reduce 50%. So
Marami gamit sa
the requirement is not 1,000 but only 500 gallons. So that's a good news, no? You can save. No? But sometimes you have to be sure, no? You need to have some uh,
allowance na si Rosel. Allowance na si Rosel
allowance
na para
or
in case na
yes, retention.
pag nagsumbra, at least meron na stock pa.
Oh, yes. You have at least 2 days stock for water. Oh, depends now on your um, authority, no? If you will be allowed or not. But of course, again, general regulations applies, no? But with an exception. So we have illustration one. No? Determine the size of residential. Now it's residential boiler. So with a family of 6 person, okay, 6 person times 10 equals 60 gallons.
60 gallons.
But since residential is 35%, so you need to deduct 35% is 21 gallons only. Huh? 21 gallons convert to cubic meter is 0.00 cubic meter. So determine the tank. So the tank is volume equals diameter times 0.784 times height. No? So remember the to compute. No? Try to compute na lang. Ha? Next, illustration number 2. Determine the size of a residential range boiler tank to serve a family. So 8 times 10, that is 10 gallons, no? Per person. So 80 gallons. So times 35, 28 gallons. So the size of the tank is 0.35 diameter times 1.2 meter height. No? So that can always be applied. So these are the table that is not clear, but we can do it up. We have the table 14. This is also under Pardo's book, no? table 14 industry, table 14 hot water storage tank, and size of hot water storage tank topping. So anyway, you will be given a table. Don't worry in your board exam. No? So for example, table 14-1, no? For office building, you have 4 to 5 gallons per water. So you will be asked how much will be the size of the volume, no, of the tank. No? So you can already compute the volume because area times height. No? Volume is equal to area times height. Okay. Other devices in water system, we have the air chamber. No? So the main purpose of air chamber is the just like the water hammer arrestor. No? There is water hammering. No? There's a movement due creating vibration due to pressure, no, and air existence in the inside the piping. So you have a water hammer air chamber. No? So that is 30 centimeter after the this one, the T. Okay? Sometimes we neglect to put a chamber, no? Especially in the commercial, no, system nowadays. That's why you will notice there's water hammering. No? There are noises inside the toilet. No? Parang may noises ba na? Shung, ganyan. This this part here with water coming from the source. No? If doesn't have an air chamber, it will create sound, no, in the when it strikes the endpoint. No? If the endpoint is closed, no, so you will notice there will be a ghost fighting inside, no? Because it will create an airlock. Of course, it will not create like a relief situation where it would exist air. No? It will not relieve an air. No? Because the system is already designed to a certain pressure. There is no more actual excessive pressure. No? It is only that the air chamber will accommodate that excessive pressure. So that would be enough for the as per design to receive that kind of excess pressure. No? It is so excessive that it will not break the system. No? Iba naman yung pressure talaga na masisira yung piping. No? This one is already designed up to such extent na even how much pressure, of course, the maximum pressure is utilized already by the pump. No? So the air chamber will just like a cushion. No? It's like a pressure tank, no? But in the form of a pipe. It will allow a certain area to expand, no, the system to prevent water hammer. No? Water hammer creates sounds because of pressure, too much pressure. So this is the water system also. So I'll blow up this one. Okay, we have three kinds of water system: overhead feed. No? So this one overhead feed.
Sa taas mo galing.
We have centrifugal pump. So it's called overhead feed because you will supply water up to the roof deck or the highest part. Overhead tank. We call the overhead tank. So we'll store the water here. And then after that, you'll feed gravitationally. But sometimes you can use a booster pump here. So the even distribution of water will flow. No? Of course, you have an isolation valve for every story of the building. So you have the pump, you have here the
For
check
maintenance
valve.
purposes.
Yes, for maintenance purposes, you can isolate that. If there are leakages, you can isolate. So this is now the formation of overhead. So we go now to this one. This is also very important in your board exam. No? Sometimes I was caught off guard with these things. No, because I only have the chance to review for 1 2 months. No, prior to the master board plumbing, I was working. So I have only 2 months, barely 2 months to have my review. So I was caught off guard. No, I just read this one and did not bother to at least remember. No, so these are the things we can see from our local water supply. No, so for example, the Nawasa water. No, or Manila water. So they have the water mean. No? So they have the emburnal here. No, so, so they can open it up. When they open it up, they have the what we call corporation stop. Corporation is the stop from the word corporation. So that Manila Corporation. So for you to easily remember, you have that kind of stop. No, so so this one in the middle, you have already your part here. No, so first, uh, not yet your part because you have to go to the water meter. No, so the water meter, they provide the water meter. So after that, it goes to your house. After the corporation, you have the stop box or carb stop. No? So there's another protection here. So what do you call that pipe kind of stop?
Curb stop.
Pound carb stop. So because there's a curb or gutter, no, in the side of the street. This one, no, that's why it's in the curb or stop box, no. Of course, this is still below the ground, no. So that's why it's rising up here to the water meter. In the water meter, you have another meter stop or check bulb, no? Or even gate bulb. So those are the fit or devices that is found in the house service pipe. This is your water supply connection. So concentrate also in studying the water system because there are a lot of things that will come out in the exam, no? Regarding the water service connection, huh? Regarding the pumping system, and so on and so forth, no? Check valve and all that. This is very important, no? So this is also another thing. No? We have the traditional two-line drainage system, main bend and the tuck bend, no? What you term with this one? Uh, this is the main bend, the so-called stuck bend, and the other one is the bin stuck. Because sometimes without the bin stuck, you can use the stuck bend already as ventilation. But this one is so-called traditional. No? When you say traditional, the older version, no? you can have the you can have the stack bin, and then if you reverse that bin stack, the smaller one is bin stack. So V, the last one is the smaller bin stack. Huh? Or and the big one is the stack bin. No? This one. The stack bin can be the main bin, or the main. It can be also the main Uh, this one is the stack itself, no? The stack bend or the soil stack. No? Soil because it can say the wastewater and the soil, wastewater and the excreta, no? Human waste. Dalawa ang bent na yan, but this one is really intended for the venting. That's why it's called uh, this one, bent stack. Yung maliit bent stack kasi brother yan. Small brother and big
Big brother.
brother, no? Small brother is V, bent stack. Oh, that's how sometimes I'm confused with that one, no? Just try to give a name, small brother, bent stack. The big brother is yung yung baligtad
Min.
naman,
Damin.
stack bent. Oh. So madali na lang, small brother, bent stack. Kasi maraming mga bent yan eh. Marami din mga stack, no? Soil stack, wastewater stack, bent stack, no? So yung small brother is bent stack. Imagine that, oh, there are many bent that you need to memorize. Branch bent. Kapag dalawang picture nakakonect, that is branch for the bent. No? Dalawa sila. Normally, that's installed in the building kasi marami tayong unit, di ba? Bathtub, meron tayong laboratory, meron tayong water closet. So, naka-bend sila. Tapos, nakakonect siya sa na small bladder. Nakakonect siya sa beanstalk. Hindi naman siya nakakonect doon sa stock vent eh, sa beanstalk. Kasi this is your ventilation system stock. Ha? Doon nakakonect lahat ang mga binting. Tingnan mo lahat yan. Branch vent, nakadito sa beanstalk. Sa circuit vent, nandito sa beanstalk. Ha? Ano pang mga vent dyan? Ito, branch din yan. Meron pa tayong ibang mga vent dyan. Ito naman, lumalabas din to. Wala si beanstalk. No? Ano ang ginagamit na ventilation dyan, sir? Ito. Tinatawag yan na ventless vent system. Walang ventilation. No? Anong ginamit nila, sir? Bakit walang vent dyan? Nakikita mo yung mga aerator fitting. No? So wala na si vent stack. Kasi nagbi-vent naman siya dito sa taas, no? Single pipeline. This is the soil stack. No? May mga aerator fitting yung tinatawag na vent system. No? Kaya lang ito mga aerator, mahirap mag-install ng aerator fitting. Kasama na yan sa package. So, halimbawa, one single branch. May dalawang branch sa kabila. No? So, that will be connected to the aerator fitting. So, this is an American type of system, no? Or if I'm not mistaken, Italy ba yun? So, you can read more about Soben. There are also designer who will introduce Soben system, but since it also acquires some knowledge and skills, mahirap din yan mag-install. No? Of course, wala nang bin stock. It can save a lot of piping material. Wala nang bin stock. Wala ka ng branch bin. No? Nasaan na si bin? Of course, all the excess air that can create water hammer or siphonage is now playing here, no? At the aerator. This is the aerator. So from the word aerator, what can you imagine, or what can you understand? Aerate, no? Aerator from the word air, no? Providing air or means of releasing air. Aerator, no? Aerator system. That's where the magic, no? Where ventilation applies, no? So you will now no longer have problems with ventilating the discharge amount or the discharge excess air, no? So that's the purpose. So that's the last part of the ventilation. We go to the next topic. So ito lang yung mga topic natin, no? We already have 1 hour, almost 2 hours, no? That's already okay, no? So after that, we go to material estimate. Okay, this is the last part because we already doing it for 2 hours, no? So we can schedule another time for
Sige.
the remaining. So for designing a single toilet and bath, you see in the architectural drawing, you can see uh, T and B. So T and B architectural drawing, we notice already that toilet and bath, no? But for others, maybe have some difficulty. What is T and B? Toilet and whatever you can think of, no? So it stands for toilet and bath. Presented in the figure is a plumbing installation of a single unit comfort room. So it applies in the hotel, no, where we have a toilet and bath. You have a bathtub and a water closet and a lavatory. No? So prepare the bill of materials required using plastic pipe and fittings. No? But you cannot be asked, no, in board exam. But what you can be asked is providing you with this kind of drawing. This will give you an example of what the examiner will be trying to ask from your end. So, for example, you're giving it, and of course, this will give number. No? For example, branch bend. This is connecting from the horizontal line to the beanstalk. Okay, there's a branch. Is this a dry type of bend or wet bend? Of course, dry. Wala namang water makaakyat dyan, no? It's a what? Dry type bend. Sometimes, it can be circuit bend, no? Because a branch bend should have been connecting all the. Oh, of course, there's the laboratory, no? So that's why it's already a branch bend. It caters to all the different type of fixture. That's why it's called branch. No, branch. Merong branch pala sa binting, sir? Yes, meron. Not only branch, horizontal branch, but also uh, branch bend. We have the waist bend stack. No? Of course, that's the waist bend. We have also here the main bend stack. Yeah. The main bend because that is the main stack. No? But of course, this is not okay. No, there is no Y branch here. So this is prohibition. No, situated here called wet bend. So the flow of water is there. Nakaslope siya. No? Okay, so this, of course, you have a distance. That's why you have the vent here. You have also another vent here, the main vent. No? So that's only a practical drawing. Of course, this happened to the single unit toilet and bath. So what is inside the single toilet and bath? You have the lavatory, you have the P trap, probably the P trap of the floor drain. No? You have the elbow going to the house drain. This is the connection. Another drain, no? Water closet. This one is water closet. So you have the elbow going to the house drain. So this is your house drain. This long line. So this composed of the single unit toilet and bath. So for the design, you will be asked, what are the different materials like elbow, this branch Y or YT, this one, this T, and another T, sanitary T. This one, another sanitary elbow, and all that. You have also the faucet, no? You have the shower valve and the shower. So you will be asked to design. So this is now the answer. Okay. For drain house, you have clean out. The size of the clean out is 75 mm long sweep elbow. So saan yun? We'll go back here. This one. 75 mm long swipe elbow for the clean out. No? That is the 75 mm. Why, sir? Why is that 75 mm? You said that the minimum size of what for water closet is 100 mm. Yes, that's the as per the code. But if you have only one unit water closet, you can use 75. No? But it is not the minimum is not always 100, but you can use 75. But if you have already two, you can no longer use 75. It's always 100 na. Okay? That's why you can see here 75 elbow. So the line is not 100 mm or 4 inches but 75. Huh? Because you're only using one single toilet. So would mean, sir, I would not buy 100 mm. Yes, you can do. You can only buy 75 mm. Huh? Yeah, for your house. Normally you use 4 inches, right? Because that's as far as you know. But as far as the plumbing code allows you to use 75 mm. Okay? That's why sometimes there's a need to read the plumbing code. No? Because without reading it, we cannot see. No? The bend for the lavatory is 75 by 50. No? So that's the one.
3-inch pipe.
Reducer. Reducer pala yan. So it's not the T. Here is the
Reducer.
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 This one, no? Hindi lang makita, parang pareho lang.
75 to 50.
Reducer to 50. Ayan, no?
3 to 2 inch.
3 to 2 ayan. Copy. So we have another 75 by 50T. Meron pala ng T. For bin pipe connection. Yan. Here. T. 75 by 50. For lavatory, this one. 75 by 50. But it's already reduced. No? What was that? So we have also 75 MMY to receive water closet and pit trap. So where is that? 75 by 50. Here. But where is the pit trap? water closet. So it should be here, no? P-trap, 75 by 50. 75. Because the our maximum diameter is 75. No? So here we cannot see the P-trap, but inside the built-in P-trap inside the water closet. 75 mm, no? Okay. Why? You have 75 mm P-trap for floor drain. Now, where is the floor drain? So this one. 75 uh, mm P-trap. If you avoid the P-trap, so the tendency there will be backflow, no? Foul smell will come out the floor drain because there is no P-trap. No, you have 75 mm, 3 meters or 10 feet, no? PVC pipe. So you have another materials for waste and bin pipe. So saan yun? 50 mm waste. T. Dito yan, no? Bent. Ito. 50 by 50. What's that? T. This one. This is your 50 by 50 T. And 50 mm 1/4 bend elbow. 1/4 end bend. So where is that? 1/4 bend elbow. This one. Elbow. 50 mm 1/4 bend. So 1/4 is 90 degrees, no? 90 degrees elbow. Why 1/4? Because 1/4, so 360 divided by 90, that's 1/4, no? Oh. So for the materials water supply, you have PVC pipe, diameter 12 mm plenty. So saan yung 12 mm T? So ito T, dito T, going to the faucet, no? So again, all of these are found in the water supply, no? Shower head, Teflon, you need Teflon tape, solvent cement, no? You have 12 mm elbow, plain elbow.
For threaded pipe, sir. Teflon.
No, Teflon, yes, threaded piping like the shower valve, no? Kailangan mo naman, shower valve.
Yung solvent sa plastic, PVC.
Oo. Meron ding, 1 in threaded elbow, with 1 in threaded. Metal na threaded kasi malakas ang pressure, magka-leak din yan. So it's not advisable to use
Pero,
that.
PPR, sir, di ba? PPR na ginagamit ko, sir?
PPR na for water, especially for water in the commercial industry. PPR na, wala ng PVC.
Heating system na. Ano?
PVC, ano na lang,
Fusion.
dahil sa pressure. No? But there are also PVC now can withstand, but because of the improper use of solvent, no? So malimit, ma-dry up din yung solvent, so again, leaking. So that's why normally used is PPR, polypropylene resin. So these are the picture accessories. No? Water closet with fittings and accessories, control valve, lavatory with P-trap, control valve with flexible hose, soap holder, face towel bar, small medicine cabinet. So this is one single unit toilet bath we discussed earlier. So that's the end.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, well,